Out in the hallway. Let's watch this. Baby is out in the hallway. Just keep watching. Still out in the hallway. Still out in the hallway. Still out in the hallway. Finally remembers.
And you just
God,
stairs.
What the heck?
I think it'd be better just to take.
Take the bass line out. Jiggle. Bounce with it. Yeah. Let it bump though.
It's the hard knock life for us. Static 3 we get tricked. Static says we get kicked. It's the hard knock.
From standing on the corners popping.
Hey everybody, how's it going? This week on Team Mama Knows on the first commercial break, there was actually a commercial for an iPhone app. And I was just saying next time that, you think about having sex, just download this app. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. There really is an app for everything. It's like next time I think about sex, I can just download this app. What the heck is it? It's like a contraceptive. Does Staples have like an easy button next time for like sex? If I need like a contraceptive, just hit the easy button. This is ridiculous. First 3D television and now this is nuts. Anyways, this week was like a Valentine's Day episode for half the couples on Teen Mom. We're going to start with Tyler, whose romantic idea was actually going to a hotel. His mom's reaction was fantastic, but I mean, you can't honestly tell me she didn't know that they were having sex. I mean, they had a baby. There's a whole TV show about it. And they're filming it right there in their house as they're speaking. Thing of it is that she wants them to go out and she wants them to have fun and be teenagers because they have the opportunity, because of course they put the baby up for adoption. Thing of it is that I think the hotel might have been a great idea. It's like, have you ever been to Vegas? They got that Star Trek The Experience. What if they were doing that? Or maybe they were going to do some crazy romantic jungle theme. That could be fun if you're into that kind of thing, and I think it would get Gary's classic Gary seal of approval. Speaking of which, Amber and Gary went out this week. They pulled up to a place that looked like a Waffle House, and on the inside it looked like an old Chinese restaurant. Which, of course, at the end of the dinner ended in a fight, which tends to happen a lot with them. I think their biggest problem is that they just know how to butt heads and push each other's buttons a lot. I think that Gary's right. If they want to get married and all that, I think that they need to have a little patience, and they need to learn how to not push each other's buttons so much and tick each other off every time they get into an argument. Yeah, they need to learn how to, just stop doing that and actually take the time to listen and work things out without getting into almost a fist fight every time. Well, I guess it would be more like a husband beating contest. At least that's the way Amber is half the time. But, hey, I think he's right on that end of things. But it's like when Amber gets to going like that, it's like it's like Tom Cruise on Oprah jumping on the couch. Just a little too much. Farrah this week starts off with a butthole moment. She's talking to her parents, and it's kind of nasty and inappropriate, and it's like, the thing about it is that it's like, no wonder she got punched in the face. If I talked to my parents that way, I'd definitely get beat all up and down the block. And I guess to some extent, rightfully so. From there, they cut to her baby in the sink with a full thing of water. She reaches over into the other sink area where the faucet's running. And with that, she kind of jumps. I don't know if the water was hot or anything. Without being there, I can't really judge yet. But the thing about it is that Farrah's standing in the living room area watching the TV. But the thing about it is why wouldn't you just stand behind the counter where the baby is and watch the TV from there while you're giving the child a bath? I thought that was like parenting 101. You don't walk off and leave the kid in a pool of water of any kind, because they might drown. Now, given I don't think that the baby would have drowned in the sink, so I don't think it's big enough. Point being is that any other number of things could have happened. She could have fell out and got paralyzed, or who knows what else. It's not like the baby's a pizza. If you accidentally leave her there too long, she might burn or something like that. It's a human life. But the thing about it from there is they cut to a scene where she talks about going to a therapist. I think that's a great idea. Therapist kind of helps her work through and start talking about her emotions, about missing the father and him dying. And I recently lost 2 close people to me over the past basically month. So I understand that, and I get that, and I think that's good for her. I think it's good for her to work that out. And I also noticed that there's a little glimmer of hope of, you know, a little bit of light there. Maybe we're coming toward the end of the tunnel. Probably not. But Farrah kind of came to terms of, well, maybe I need to actually kind of mend things up with my parents, which is good. It led to a dinner, but the thing about it is that with that dinner, she was kind of nasty with them on the phone to begin with, and I was fully expecting almost like a Real Housewives of New Jersey Shore moment. Wife likes to watch it. I don't really care for the show too much. Thing about it is that the few times I have watched it, like my favorite parts of the episodes are always when they get all ticked off at dinner and they'll like start flipping tables and dumping drinks down people's shirts and stuff and making ape-like motions and, you know, just going all out crazy. And I thought that's what was going to happen. Maybe, you know, that was my hope, but, you know, it didn't really go there. It pretty much just ended with the grandparents playing with the baby and pretty much ignoring Farrah altogether. Which of course that ticked her off, but then Farrah went home with the baby and took care of business, and that was all good. Then we're going to move on to Macy, and we're going to end with her. There's basically three things. First off, you know, that pink bedroom, it's just driving me nuts. You know, it's like it turns my stomach and all that, but I guess it helps that it's pink too, because it makes me think of Pepto-Bismol, so it's like I know what to take when I start getting that upset stomach. From there, we got new guy Kyle that she's dating, and I don't think that that's necessarily bad. Well, I guess he's not really new, at least not to her. Thing about it is, though, is that they go out and they go to a place that's like, I didn't think she was that old. You know, it basically looked like a bar, but I don't know, maybe they let people under the age of 21 in. I have no idea. But the thing about it is that, you know, she decides to go ahead and kiss him, but there's like, I don't know, was it a freaking stripper in the background? Whoa, what was that? There was like some lady like shaking her rump, like up on like a platform in the background. It's like, I don't think they're at a strip club. What was that about? But the thing about it is, the last thing I want to end on is that if you see this guy Kyle, he's white as can be, and he's got the blondest white hair. And I think we might end up having a passing of the torch, because I'm hoping this guy grows a beard, and that we'll have ourselves a new flesh beard, which would be fantastic. We could pass the torch from The Hills, which is getting ready to end. Thank God I hate that show. And we can pass the flesh beard aspect over here to Kyle, and that would be fantastic. I really hope that that guy at least grows something, you know, a flesh stash, or surprise me. It would just make my day, because that was my only glimmer of hope of The Hills that I liked, is just watching that douchebag Spencer in his flesh beard. So hopefully we'll see something like that happens. I'll catch you guys next week.
From standing on the corners popping.